Hi, this is Teddy Burris, your Google Workspace and Gmail strategist, trainer, and coach. And I get asked this question now and then: should I use Google Drive, Dropbox, or Drop, or other tools? And I want to answer this question because I think people are comparing apples and oranges for the most part. We need to be careful about what we're comparing. But before I answer this question, hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot more videos coming out on using Google Workspace and Gmail, and I create these videos for you. So let's Dropbox and Google Cloud Storage. I mean, when it comes to sharing documents that you collect in your computer and store and online in cloud-based storage, which, by the way, I'm a Dropbox user. I love Dropbox. I use Dropbox to share content with lots of people. I share videos, I share imagery, I share PDFs that I create. I share lots of content through Dropbox. I put it in Dropbox. By the way, my entire hard drive for my Macbook Pro, everything I save it in the Dropbox, which is connected to my computer. So I do all my work in Mac Finder, and anything I do, I go drop it in a folder that happens to be a subfolder or a subfolder of Dropbox. Why do I do that? Because I could lose that MacBook today and I don't lose nothing, because all the documents that I save are in the cloud. So that's why I use Dropbox. It's 100% primarily because it's easy to store and share and not lose them if I lose my device or my device blows up. That's Dropbox. Very powerful tool for sharing and managing your files in the cloud and easily access it from your computer. Now let's talk about Google Drive. Google Drive is a slightly different tool. Yes, I could connect Google Drive to my computer. Yes, I can share files of any type in Google Drive and share them with anybody I want to share them with. Pretty much very similar to what I can do in Dropbox. Very similar, not exact, close enough. However, Google Drive is way more than that. Google Drive is a part of the overall product of Google Workspace. So if you're using Google Drive, most likely you have Google Docs. Most likely you have Google Sheets, Google Forms. Most likely you have Google Slides. Most likely you have the ability to create this content and manage this content. Show you what I'm talking about in Google Drive. If I go to Google Drive right here, it's just a subset of all the other tools that I have in my Google Workspace or even in Gmail, which is free. So to compare Dropbox and Google Drive, just as storage locations, just as sharing tools or collaborating tools by itself, is a misrepresentation of the power of Google Drive. Because again, Google Drive gets you access to not only Gmail and Meet and Chat, but Calendar and Translate, get you access to Docs and Sheets and Slides, and get you access to Jamboard, and get you access to Forms, on and on and on. So I urge you not to compare Google Drive to Dropbox only as a document storage and document sharing tool, because Google Drive is way more than that. Here's my recommendation. Use both. I have Dropbox set up. I probably have a terabyte of Dropbox space because it is in fact the entire backup of all of the documents, forms, images, videos, my Camtasia video core files, my core classes, all the PDFs I create, all the ebooks I've created, all of that content, the videos, images, et cetera, that is, by the way, a lot of data, probably in the neighborhood of 200 gigabytes easily, is all in Dropbox. Actually, it's more than 200 gigabytes because my computer is 250 gigabytes, and I have a lot of documents in Dropbox that are cloud only, which means they have pointers in my MacBook Pro Finder, but the file is not in the computer. That way I can have way more files in Dropbox that I can get to easily that are not in my computer. So have Dropbox as a replicate of your entire computer. So if your computer goes bye-bye, you don't lose any documents. Why have Google Drive? Because Google Drive is an integral part of Google Workspace. And Google Workspace, which includes Google Mail, Google Contacts, Google Notes, it includes Google Calendar, it includes Google Forms, Docs, Sheets, Google Slides, it includes YouTube, it includes Google Analytics, it includes Google Trends, Google Alerts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A Google Drive is a small to medium part of that whole thing. And it's important as a business tool. So I think, and I've proven for myself, that Dropbox and Google Workspace, which includes Google Drive, I use them both to create value for my business and my clients. I'm Teddy Burris, your Google Workspace and Gmail strategist, trainer, and coach, and I hope these ideas are helpful for you.